I'm Dr. Jade Wu, clinical psychologist and behavioral sleep medicine specialist.
Hi, my name is Andrea Drummer. I'm an executive cannabis chef and co-founder of the first cannabis cafe in West Hollywood, California.
So I've always been very fascinated by the role of a chef. What is it that you do day to day? What's your day like?
Being a chef can be very grueling, of course. It's very demanding. The role entails, of course, being the creative and coming up with a menu, but it also entails the day-to-day of ordering and sampling product and sourcing your produce and your food properly and making sure your guests are taken care of and making sure the front of the house and the back of the house are communicating efficiently. So there's a lot that goes into being a chef for sure.
So of course I know a lot less about specific nutritional components of food, but as a sleep scientist, I do, pay a lot of attention to the timing of food and the way that people schedule their food into their daily lives. Because, it's not just about what you eat, but it's also when you eat it. So sometimes my patients will say, oh, I only eat one meal a day, and it's one giant meal at midnight. And I'm thinking, wow, that's really hard on your system. That's really difficult for your metabolism. It's throwing off your biological clock. It's giving your brain some confusing signals about when it's daytime and when it's night. So of course something like that will affect our sleep quality.
I think it's important to dial into your body and also to your genetics and what works for you genetically. But then also, again, mind what you eat and how you space food apart and what you eat at what particular time of day. Like eating roughage isn't the best to go at late night or just eating late at night. I try to shut it down by nightfall. So when the sun falls, then maybe a late night snack if I'm having issues sleeping with a little CBD oil, of course. But other than that, you have to really, again, dial in and check into your body and what works for you. All of these things you have to be mindful of and know what works for your body.
Our metabolisms, if they're still running really high, on a high level when we go to bed, then that can actually also keep us at lighter stages of sleep and keep our systems more active, our body temperature higher. And so, food and sleep really go hand in hand, I think.
Yes, and you have to allow your food to properly digest because that's going to interrupt your sleep patterns.
Right, yeah. So you mentioned, Andrea, that you've taken sleep seriously now and you've really started to prioritize it in your life. So how are you sleeping currently?
Currently, I still struggle. I still struggle with insomnia, but I have to take an active role in assuring that I get proper sleep, for whatever that means, and listening to my body. So allowing myself to naturally go to sleep. And when that begins to happen, and then I set myself up for success. So I set the AC at a specific temperature. I make sure there's no noise, or I do well with music. I invested in a really great bed. So I really have to pay attention to when I need to get rest so that I'm not depriving myself. Because, we know if you don't get good rest, it could lead to early onset dementia. And who wants that? And you just want to prepare for your life. I want to be good for my friends and my family and the people that I serve. And so if I'm not taking care of me, then how do I achieve that?
So when you are getting better rest during periods of your life when you feel like you have a good relationship with sleep, how does that affect your daytime functioning, creativity, relationships? How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel really excited. Like I get out of bed and I'm excited to just do and be creative. So I'm more creative when I get proper sleep versus getting up and feeling groggy and feeling like I didn't feel the sleep. So I feel my sleep and I dream in color. But when I don't get proper rest, I don't feel that. So I'm really excited when I get proper sleep and I'm ready to take on the world. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's really true. I'm like, oh, what I'm gonna create today? What kind of dish can I come up with?
That's not cheesy at all. I completely can relate to that. Yeah. So I find dreaming fascinating both as a sleep scientist and as a person. So for people who do want to feel more connected to their dreams, remember their dreams more, the surefire way to do it is to have the intention to remember your dreams the night before. And then upon waking, any amount that they remember, writing it down, and just the process of doing that makes someone more able to remember their dreams and more connected to them. Is this something that you practice?
I do, not only as writing it down, but I verbalize my dreams when I wake up, so that I'm very connected to the story, because some of them are like movies. So I'm very connected to the story and what happened, and for me, that's a sign of good rest, when I can do that and enjoy my sleep, because for me, that's enjoyable.
It is very enjoyable, I think. It's just so interesting how creative our brains can be,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Like, I have had full-on adventures to exotic lands and had creatures that don't exist in real life, interact with me, and it's so much fun.